Hey lovies, welcome back to the channel. I'm Malia, and before we get started, I just want to say thank you for watching. And if you see me in the past, thanks, glad to have you. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and that like button just so you can stay up to date on what we got going on, any videos we got coming out. Doing a whole ColourPop series, but I'm taking a break for that today because we are going to be talking about the sort of new E.L.F. Hydro Concealer. It's been out for a minute, and I finally decided to pick some up and give it a try. So this is it right here, and it is $6. It is a full coverage satin, so they say, concealer that ranges in 25 colors. I'm looking down at my notes. So, it has 25 colors that range from fair to rich ebony, and from what I was looking at on the website, it comes in like cool tones, warm tones. They have some that are sort of pinky, some sort of yellowy, and some sort of orangey. So the ebony category seems to be deep, but of course we all know it could go a little bit deeper. The fair category is pretty light. I'm not sure how many compared to the 16-hour Camo Concealer, which is matte, they have. I do know though that in the store, I've been in about 3 stores looking at it, and each time I go in, there's not a huge selection in the store. Like, there's definitely a huge selection, like when you go in Ulta in the 16-hour, but in the Hydrating, much smaller collection. They are different from each other, and the Hydro has the white top, and the 16-hour has the black top. So I bought this one for an event that I did. It is very light. It's fair warm. So I do use this, but I use it as a eye primer, and it works so good as an eye primer. I use the really light one when I want to make something that I'm using on the face really pop. I mean, something that I'm using on my eyes like really pop. So I use that. I'm gonna go ahead and prime and get started. So I'm also going to be using today my E.L.F. primer. It's definitely not a full E.L.F. video, but it actually is one of my favorite primers, and I mostly just put it on my cheeks, a little on my nose, a little on my forehead, and a little on my chin. Sometimes I hit those smile lines. And I have already moisturized, so I definitely put my moisturizer or my CC or BB cream on first. Today I used a CC cream that I think I showed you guys in another video. So I got my coffee. I'm all set up. It is the morning, so today it is definitely a I need coffee day. What am I going to put on next? So I'm going to put my foundation on first and then put the primer on. But because I want my foundation to last all day, this is a trick that some of you may have seen before. I'm going to take a little bit of my Banana Deep powder in Makeup Revolution. And I'm just going to tap that in the areas where I put that primer already, and I just do this as a step to make my makeup last. I do this, Jackie Aina does this. There is another beauty person I saw, she does this step but a little bit in reverse. She puts her primer on after she powders it down. So, and then lately, even though I definitely should have not added steps to my beauty routine as if it can't be long enough sometimes. I have tried this Black Radiance HD corrector, and I literally have only been putting it on, like, I have some discoloration here that, as you can see, from breakouts. For some reason, every so often I get these weird, like, huge breakouts on my cheek. They're like super annoying. So I put it on that area. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm gonna look here in my mirror that I have off to the side. So I put it on there, and then I put it on the dark spots, the dark circles that I have under my eyes, and it really helps to cancel out anything that's going on. So I also picked up this camo concealer sponge. As you can see, it's wet on this end and sort of dry on this end because I want to pat this out when it's dry. But yeah, this was $6 also. I only picked it up because lately I have been hearing some really great things about E.L.F. sponges. I don't think that the original sponge that they came out with was that awesome, but this one has really, from what I've been hearing, they've really like stepped up their game in sponges. So I'm going to mix in some of my ColourPop concealer in Dark 42. I'm going to let that sit for a second, maybe splash up, excuse me, you guys, some of my other little spots, mostly again from little ugly breakouts that just decided to grab hold of me, and I'm like, go away, please, like, I don't need you here. Put some in the middle because I often have some little weird like red discoloration, probably from waxing my brows in that area. I have been doing that for a long time, so I let this just sit for a moment so when I blend it out, it doesn't completely blend away. And this is not a fancy beauty blender, it's just one that I picked up at Marshall's. I use this one kind of dry. Let's see. I'm probably going to be like all over the place with what I'm using today because I haven't decided on. I'm just going along with it. I know how it is. Put a little light on the chin. And so I'm going to take this, the Camo Concealer. I'm going to use the dry side to pat down my HD concealer, and then I'm going to use the wet side to do the hydro concealer, the E.L.F. Hydro. So just going to pat this down a little bit, and I don't take it like all over the face, mostly, as you can see, just in those little dark areas. I have dark spots in my lashes too, so in my eyelid, so I take it up into my eyelid too. I normally use a brush for this, but I figured since I got the new sponge, I would go ahead and try that. I actually kind of like the way that the brush does. I use like a normally like just like a flat head brush, and that's how I normally do it, but since we got this today, let's try it out. I must say, of course, it's a sponge, so it definitely takes away more product than the brush does. The brush really puts more product into the skin. So now I'm going to be wearing my NYX Born to Glow foundation in the color Nutmeg. So after I've powdered the face, I'm going to give a little spritz of the NYX Dewy Setting Spray. You can just, any setting spray, and no, it doesn't take away the powder. It just helps everything sit down. Oops. Be just like me to get it all over my shirt before I get to where I'm going today. Of course that would be me. And I'm definitely going to be out for quite some time today. So, gotta make it last, y'all. But yeah, I have heard really good things so far about this concealer. This is my Morphe sponge. And it is damp, and that is what I use to pat in my foundation. I do like using a sponge as opposed to using a brush. The brush just leaves me with way too much on. Unless I just notice that the foundation that I'm using, you know, just worked better with a brush. My normal is to use the sponge. So just a few little tips and tricks. And these 3 dark spots that I have gotten from breaking out are like the most annoying thing. But hey, like I said, we do the best that we can to get rid of them bad boys. So I'm not sure how fast the I have watched a few videos on the E.L.F concealer so far. I don't remember them saying like how fast it dries down. So I'm going to put it on and let it dry down a bit and see how that works out. I do this step before I powder, and I have the color medium beige. Like I said, in the store, I swear. What did I say? What did I say? I was gonna get something on me? Of course I did. Of course. As soon as I open the damn concealer. Oh well, it's gonna be one of those days. Okay. So just like the 16 hour, it has a nice fat doe foot. Oh, really fat doe foot. I'm not so sure if I'm a huge fan of such a big doe foot. I really like, honestly, my favorite concealer is the ColourPop. I like the size of that doe foot, but this one is not bad. I just feel like it puts on like a whole lot of product, and even if you did not want that much product, but hey, it is what it is. So I do know that the 16-hour concealer dries down pretty fast, so you got to be quick with that one. This one I'm gonna let sit for a minute. We're gonna see how it work out. We'll do her brows real quick, and I got the Maybelline Ultra Slim brow pencil. This time I bought the color medium, I think. Let me see. Nope, I bought warm brown because last time I bought medium and it was a little dark, so the lighter, you know, the brown for me, the better. And this one actually is still pretty dark, but it's nice. These Maybelline pencils, I mean, are no joke. They just work so good, so nice. Let me turn my camera a little bit so y'all can see when I get a little close. Like I said, I'm looking in my mirror. This literally has become one of my favorite brow pencils. Thanks, Jackie girl, for mentioning this one to me because I really like it. I do like it a little bit better than the NYX one. The NYX one is nice, but the NYX Micro, I think they call theirs the Micro Thin or Micro Slim pencils. And it's nice, but this one has a little more slip to it. Like, it just glides on easier. That one, I gotta kind of like go in with it a little bit harsher. Where's this one? Bam. It's got like just the right amount of color, just the right amount of like waxiness to it, but it's not overly waxy so that when you brush up, it goes away. Nope. Y'all know your girl started doing her brows on a daily after she got that lovely read from her grandmother. I told y'all about that. She read the hell out of me like, No, they could stand to be, be a little bit deeper. You can use them a little bit more. I was like, excuse me? Grandma Reed has caused me to do my brows on a regular basis now. I'm going to take a little bit fatter brush to brush them up because it also evens out the brow just a bit. Okay, I feel like the concealer is starting to dry down, so I'm gonna, like I said, take the wet. I really like this. I like how pointy it is on the tip, pointy on the other end. It does get fatter, of course, you know, when you wet it. So far, the concealer feels pretty nice and creamy, which I like. And the coverage, let me get in so you guys can see, appears to be pretty medium and I think kind of buildable. So I think I'm going to go back in. I've been taking it down on my cheeks just a little bit so I can get that nice, like just that bright glowy look, because who don't want to look like a bright glowy princess? I mean, come on. It definitely does have more of a satin finish. It's definitely different than the matte one. Definitely. I'm going to go in with just a little bit more. This time I'm not going to let it sit. I'm going to wipe it down pretty quick. But yeah, I think definitely buildable. Definitely satiny finish. Like, I'm liking it so far. And I'm really, really liking this sponge. Because it gets right up in there. Like, right up in that corner. It's like the perfect shape up under my eye. Then, after I do this, I'm going to go in and put on some blush. I have no clue what eye look I'm going for today, y'all. Like, I'm at a loss today. And put powder on top of it just so we can see how it works. Maybe I'll do like a... I'm wearing this peachy shirt that now I have to clean because, as y'all know, I spilled stuff on it already. I think I'll go in with maybe a warm, like, pinky brown, peachy brown look. So, let's see. What kind of blush do we want to go in with? I'm picking up everything but the proper thing. Okay. Sorry, since I've got some E.L.F. blush here. It's not a full face of E.L.F., but it's a lot of E.L.F. today. Maybe we'll go in with these two. I'm going to mix them because this palette has lots of payoff, but in the color, but it looks better when I mix it, so... that looks nice. And y'all know I do like to put on my blush. That is a trick of mine before I powder down my face because that helps to even out the blush. If you put on too much or too little, I still feel like I was a little heavy-handed today. When you're heavy-handed, just go in with your beauty blender or your sponge and just tap some away. Do that, and I am gonna go in with, because I've been using this one under my eyes because it's nice and light and I want to keep that nice bright under eye. So I'm gonna go in with my Makeup Revolution banana powder. This is not the deep one, this is just the regular banana. Ooh, That looks so nice. Like, so I always have a tad bit of creasing because your girl is in her 40s. That is what my face does. That is what my body does at this point. Sorry, got hair there. But look at how nice this looks. It's not super creasy. It took well to the powder, like really nice. Like, look at that. Let me get up really close so you can see. That took really well to the powder. Ooh, that's exciting. How pretty was that? You know, I'm thinking I might use the blush for my eyeshadow today, just to match it up, keep it all synced, keep it all together, keep them 100. I'm going to set the rest of my face with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder. And sometimes I do go over what I've done already under the eye. I don't add any extra powder, but I just take my brush and go over it. That looks super pretty, you guys. Like, how exciting is that? Wow. I love how bright and fresh my face looks. When I take it up on the sides of my nose too, so it's like it gives me a little, when I look straight on, you can see it. It's almost like it gives me a little contour without doing that. That's why I take that brightness up, so that I don't have to like contour my nose, because y'all know I am not a contour goddess. I'm not into that. It's too much. It's got way too much going on. Now, see how when I put the powder on top, see how it just blends that blush out so nicely? So it just looks a little more natural, a little more flush, not like my cheeks are the first thing coming at you. So not only are y'all getting an e.l.f. review, but y'all getting some tricks of the trade. A lot of makeup artists do not do that, but that's one of my little tricks. So we all have our own that work well for us, and that one works well for me, and it works well most of the time when I'm doing other people's makeup as well. So alrighty guys, I am going to do my eyes off camera real quick, and then we'll come back and talk about how gorgeous this is. Alrighty guys, so here is the final look. I pretty much finished off everything with like mostly like e.l.f. and Makeup Revolution. I decided to like even stick with that for my eyes. So my eyes are like e.l.f. and Makeup Revolution, other than my liner and stuff. So final thoughts on this concealer. It is simply freaking gorgeous. Like, it gives me like Tarte vibes. Like, I'm not creasing any more than I normally do. I always have some amount of creasing because, like I said, I'm a girl who's in her 40s. You might get a little bit. So it blended out so beautifully. It definitely was buildable. My powder blended into it like so beautifully, and I absolutely love it. This color is right for me. At first I thought it might be a little bit too light. Everything just worked out beautifully. So this is definitely gonna be part of my repertoire. I love it. It is gorgeous, and I'm gonna keep up with it. And let me just say, by the way, e.l.f., if you're listening, please bring back the Alyssa Ashley lip gloss. It is gorgeous, and there's nothing like it, and I loved it, and I miss it. I'm like, I have a tube, and I'm like digging out the last of it, and I'm just like, that's not it. I'm just like, I need this lip gloss in my life. Like, please bring it back. This was the freaking best. Anyway, I digress. This caramel concealer beautifully. I'm going to see how it wears throughout the day. I don't think I'm going to do a wear test, but I might just hit up in like the notes and let y'all know, or put it on my Instagram how beautiful it ended up at the end of the day. I absolutely love it. Go out and get it. $6. You cannot beat something that looks this freaking gorgeous for $6 freaking bucks. And I just decided to keep the rest of the face on that affordable level too. So that's what you got today. This concealer is simply beautiful, and I will be purchasing more of it. Matter of fact, I think it's going to kick this one to the curb. I really like this one, but E.L.F, boo, y'all did that. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Have a great weekend, lovies. Bye.